In today's video, we are going to be covering the best watch releases of 2025 thus far. From Rolex, Omega, Tudor, Breitling, and Norqain, there's some hidden gems in this video, so you're definitely going to want to stick around to the end. Welcome back to the Chisholm Hunter channel. My name is Harrison, as always. And it's weird, it's really strange that we're already 6 months into this year. It seems like as I get older, time just starts moving even faster and faster. And on the note of time moving faster and your time being valuable, let's get straight into the video. At number 1, we have the new Longines Legend Diver White Dial. To me, the Longines Legend Diver is a little bit of a neglected watch within the Longines collection, within the Longines range. I mean, when we think of Longines, you normally think of the Hydra Conquest GMT, or the Conquest Chrono, or the Conquest Heritage. Not often do you think of the Legend Diver. And this upgrade that they made is more cosmetic, it is more color changes, but it was such a welcome change because it looks absolutely brilliant. This watch comes in at 39mm, 12.7mm in thickness, and 47mm lug to lug. It comes in at £3,150, so it isn't cheap, but it does have a brilliant movement inside and an interior rotating bezel, as well as a ton of history. It was, as per Longines' track record, a banger. Up next, we have kind of a controversial one because it is the Christopher Ward C12 Loco, a watch that I was in literally two minds about. I really don't like the name. I don't like the name Loco. For a £4,000 watch, it shouldn't have a funny name because it is a serious watch. With that said, the movement inside it is absolutely fantastic. And the fact that you can see into the movement on the dial is also just as brilliant. This watch comes in at 41mm in diameter, comes in at 13.7mm in height, and 47.5mm lug to lug. I would genuinely say this watch is a brilliant technical innovation. It's very movement orientated. It's basically showing you what Christopher Ward can do, but I don't feel that the style is executed quite as well. It is that little bit difficult to read, but if you're buying a watch like this, you're probably not buying it to read the time. You're buying it for the beautiful movement. At number 3, we have Tudor. And I feel like everything that Tudor are doing at the moment literally is turning to gold. Everything they launch seems to be a big hit. And this, in my opinion, although it was more of a cosmetic change, was the biggest hit at Watches and Wonders this year. This is the Tudor Black Bay Pro White Dial. The Tudor Black Bay Pro comes in at 39mm in diameter, 14.6mm in thickness. Yes, it is a thick boy. It has a COSC certified MT5652 movement with 70 hours of power. But my favorite feature on this watch has to be the fact that it has a stainless steel bezel. And also when you look at the face of this watch now, the updates to the face of this watch, they've turned the hour markers, instead of being kind of a beigey color, into just white, pure white, and it plays wonderfully with the dial. It is a polar dial, and I am into my white dials. It was definitely a needed change in the BlackBerry Pro range because they've kind of left it for a couple of years. It's honestly, this watch will be one of my next watches for sure. It comes in at £3,730. By the way, guys, I'm just looking at my notes at the moment. The watch we're going to cover last is definitely one you're going to want to stick around for. It's awesome. Next on the list, we have an Lange Söhne Odysseus. This is the Odysseus Honey Gold, and I have a love-hate relationship with this watch. The reason being is it's limited edition. Why would you make something this goddamn gorgeous limited? I mean, Lange Söhne is limited as it is. Their production numbers are minimal compared to other brands, so why make it limited? This watch comes in full honey gold, which is actually patented by Lange Söhne. It has a beautiful brown chocolate dial. Everything about this watch just oozes class, and the dimensions are fantastic as well. It comes in at 40.5mm in diameter and 11.1mm in thickness with 50 hours of power in that movement. But again, getting one would just be extremely difficult because there's only 100 in existence. Due to the fact there's only 100 and they're all probably sold by existing clients already, I'm gonna guess that these watches will trade on the secondary market at like 100k. Legitimately, because it's essentially up to the buyer how expensive it is because there's so few of them on the market. Next up, and this is a watch I'm just going to gloss over because people have talked about it far too much, but it is the Rolex Land Dweller. It was Rolex's big boom this year, and it certainly made a big boom. It made a big boom at 12 at midnight, meaning I had to get up at 3 in the morning because I didn't realize they were launching at that time and film. So it made a big boo-boo for me. The Land Dweller comes in at 36mm and 40mm. It has a brand new movement, a beautiful honeycomb design, and it is that 70s inspired bracelet and look and feel that we were waiting for from Rolex. Rolex, there's no doubt about it. You can criticize them all you want, but they do not miss. In person, this watch is unreal. Before we go on to the next watch, we will be doing another one of these videos at the end of the year. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit that subscribe button at the moment. Turn that bell on. I'd really appreciate it. The next watch we're going to talk about is the new Breitling Super Ocean Heritage B31 Automatic. Breitling has made a ton of refinements and upgrades to the Super Ocean Heritage, including a 40mm variant, so it's been slimmed down. It also comes in at 48.2mm lug to lug, and a very reasonable, a very good actually, 11.73mm in thickness. The crown is a little bit different. It's now more of a mushroom-like crown, and also it has a fully open caseback, revealing that new movement. It's actually the same movement that we can see in the 38mm top time. It's the B31 caliber with 78 hours of power. I think Breitling are just doing incredible things at the moment, and these refinements are all that's really needed to their ranges because they're so good looking as it is. They don't need to reinvent the wheel. They can just tweak here and there, and it makes a huge difference. Moving on to a watch that I was actually really impressed with, and I'm yet to get it into the studio, it is the new Omega Railmaster. There's no doubt in my mind that the Railmaster needed a bit of TLC. It needed some loving, and Omega did it, and did it brilliantly. This is the new Omega Railmaster coming in at 38mm in diameter. It comes in at 12.4mm in thickness and 44.9mm lug to lug. It has a beautiful grey dial with a gradient on it, and it has taken a big step up in price, coming in at £5,200. I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited about that one. I feel like the Seamaster range, in terms of the Planet Ocean or the Seamaster 300m diver, Aquaterra, they've been getting a lot of attention recently, and I'm glad that they've finally started giving some attention to the Railmaster because it's such a sleeper. Right, next watch. So this is another one that I'm in two minds about. This is the Norqain Freedom 60 Chrono 40mm, and it's the Enjoy Life Special Edition. I actually didn't know that much about Norqain. I've kind of seen them on the peripheral vision, but then Mark Wahlberg started wearing them, and I was like, wow, I need to take a look at that. And they're a pretty cool brand. So this model comes in at 40mm in diameter, 14.9mm in thickness. Yes, it is a thick boy, and it comes in at 49.2mm lug to lug. It has a Certina base movement, the SW510A, and this is fully automatic with 62 hours of power. And this is where I'm in two minds about it. I think this watch is cool. I think it's quirky. But it comes in at £4,050, which isn't cool and isn't quirky. It's actually very serious. And when you're calling a watch the ice cream, fair enough, it has cool colors, but for a Certina movement with kind of fun stuff on it, I mean, it just doesn't sit well with me in terms of the price point. I really like this watch. I'm not criticizing it, but I just think the name and branding should be representative of the price you're paying. The same thing comes with the Christopher Ward C12 Local. I get the branding, it's fun, but a £4,000 watch isn't fun. That's serious to me. Anyway, I still thought I'd include it because it is a really cool release. The next watch on the list is probably one of the best brands ever that you haven't heard about. In terms of affordable luxury, they are up there with actually, I think they're probably past Tissot. This is their Certina DS Action Diver 40.5mm. This watch comes in at 40.5mm, 14.1mm in height, and between those lugs you have 20mm. It comes in stainless steel, my personal favorite option being with the NATO strap, and the reason that it's so thick is because of the shock-resistant technology that's inside it. Now, I am going to film a whole video on this. It might be released by now, it might not be, but make sure you hit that subscribe button because this is really cool, and I do go over a lot of really cool details on this watch. But let me just give you an example real quick. When Certina were testing this watch for gravity, how many Gs it could withstand, it broke the machine before the watch broke. So technically speaking, it is resistant to 10 Gs, but Certina think it's 12 Gs. And just to give you a comparison, fighter jet pilots might hit 8 Gs for about 4 seconds doing evasive maneuvers. And this can go to 10, possibly 12. Insane. It comes in at £765, which in my mind makes it one of the best affordable dive watches that you can buy. Next up is a more recent launch with the new Tudor Black Bay 54 Lagoon Blue. So the Tudor Black Bay 54 only has two black dial, it has black dial variants in it doesn't have any other colors. So it needed some life put into it, an injection of something, and they certainly did that and some. So this new watch has a Lagoon Blue dial, it's beautifully textured, but it also has a new stainless steel bezel which is polished, which reflects the light wonderfully. Now, an argument could be that it's going to scratch more, and you would be correct in that matter. It probably is going to scratch more. With that said, I think there's something kind of amazing about stainless steel bezels. They're a dying breed in the industry, quickly getting replaced with ceramic. And if you buy a dress watch, it's going to be polished metal no matter what. And I would say, although this is a sports watch, technically it is that little bit more dressy. This watch comes in at £3,590. The next model we're going to talk about is this, the new Longines Zulu Time 1925. And this was kind of a weird one, and let me tell you why it was a weird one. The one with the gold bezel got released, and this one didn't. And because the one with the gold bezel has kind of overshadowed this one, nobody really knows that this one's actually live and on the Longines website literally right now. And it's probably the most sexy Zulu Time in the range. This watch comes in at 39mm in diameter, 13.5mm in thickness, 46.8mm lug to lug, and it has all the bells and whistles that the previous Zulu Time originally did. It has these beautiful tanned numerals going around the bezel, which is a point of difference, but it also has a little hidden feature on the dial. It says 1925 and then 2025 to mark 100 years of the Zulu Time. This new model comes in at £2,950. The next watch on the list was a toss-up between the new B01 from Breitling or the IWC Engineer. And I lean towards the IWC Engineer because we have mentioned Breitling already, and I loved what they did with this collection. They expanded the Engineer collection to the 35mm variants, but also went up a stage as well as down a stage. So you now have 42 as well as 40 and also 35. Now, specifically, if I'm going to choose a model, like one model, it would be the 35mm silver dial. I think that is awesome. I love how they've opened that case back up. I love the way that it looks and feels on the wrist. It's probably a little bit small for me, but it's not really about the sizing. It's about what they've done to this model that makes me attracted to it, that makes me think it's one of the best watches or new watches of 2025. It comes in at £8,900. And on that note, if you have enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button or head to our Instagram at Chisholm Hunter Watches or my Instagram at HP Lifelens or our podcast, the Into Mind Podcast. And I'll see you guys I'm going to film another video today. So very soon.